Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Rhythm Section. And we finally have the Plums on. We both have had a couple of things come up last few times we've been trying to do this podcast, but thankfully we got it going today. With me, we got Lance and Caleb Plum. I say the drummer first because this is the Rhythm Section, of course. And this is the first time we have a live studio audience.
Yay!
She's not a very loud studio audience, but she is here.
You might hear me giggle.
Well, they hail from Bristow, Oklahoma, and they play everywhere in Tulsa. You guys ever go to Texas?
We did.
You did?
Year, well, has it been a year?
Yeah, it's been a year
A couple
ago.
times a year ago, yeah.
We played in Tyler and
Fort Worth.
Well,
Yeah.
well, awesome. This
Dorado?
this is Tales from Tulsa. Everyone, welcome to Plums.
Woo! We're the Plums.
I'm gonna crack open this beer, and we are gonna get started. How long have you guys been playing together?
Oh God. Well, I've been playing since I was 13 years old. Playing guitar, but we've been playing ever since. What? You started playing
18. I was
around
18.
18 years old.
That's when I started playing. Yeah.
So,
So we've been
but-
playing together since then.
Yeah, we've been playing. We just get together and jam, and we'd have kind of jam sessions and parties and stuff out at an old well house at my mom's house, where I used to live, and just have a bunch of people out there, and a lot of musicians, and just hang out and just come up with jam songs, pretty much.
No. I got one question. What the hell is Snub Nose? That is
Well-
one of y'all's songs. I saw that. I was like, all right, I'm going to listen to it. And Snub Nose never came up. I didn't hear.
It does.
Oh, it does?
come up,
Oh, I guess I just didn't notice it.
yeah. It does. The word comes up, right? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
A couple times. It's based off of that. I'll let him tell the story, though, if he wants to tell it. You don't have to. We never really tell the story. Unless
Well,
he
if
gets
it's a secret.
really drunk,
No, it's,
he'll tell the story at a show sometimes.
Here's another beer.
It's kind of personal, but I don't know. It's about my mom pulling a gun on me.
Well, there it is.
And,
Oh. This is much different than what I thought it was.
It's
gonna be.
deep. It's deep, man.
it's a family matter.
I thought it was going to be like you
Yeah.
you couldn't sneeze one time, so your
Yeah.
nose got
Oh,
stuck.
no. It's actual gun.
Yeah.
Snub nose.
Well, I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, it's alright. It's cool.
I like if we get him drunk enough, he'll tell the story on the show. So I'm like, hey, if you ask him tonight, because people always want to know, and I don't answer. I'm like, it's up to him, man. So I was like, hey, get him drunk tonight at the show, and he'll say it on stage.
I won't
He's
tell the
done it
whole
once.
story. If
He
you want to
did
hear,
once.
if you want to hear the whole story, you come watch us
And get him drunk.
yeah. And I'll tell you the whole story. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Where'd you all play last week? You guys played last week, didn't you? You were
Last
last week
off,
or 2 weeks?
That was the first week we've had.
It's
in a
first
long
week
time.
off. It was the week before.
Yeah.
What was that?
Who did we play?
Where did we play? Bar?
Renee's.
Renee, yeah.
Badass Renee's. Yeah, Badass Renee's now. That's the name of it.
Where's that one at?
31st and Sheridan, behind the Quick Trip.
Did you all open for anyone? Did someone open for you?
We opened for
We played
Madewell.
last. Yeah, that's right.
Who was it?
Madewell.
Madewell, but
Madewell.
we closed it out.
Yeah.
They get too drunk.
No, they just wanted us to take
Play
them-
last. We played
Play
last.
last, yeah.
We'll play anywhere. We're good with first, last, second, third, whatever.
How was it?
Worked out.
How was it opening for Sponge?
Oh, that was awesome, man.
Yeah.
That was the.
Really cool people, man.
They were the. Out of all the bands we opened for, we opened for Cracker, Local H, guitar player from Shinedown, Zach
John
Myers,
Karabi.
John Karabi,
Wow.
and then getting open for Sponge. They stayed
And
after the
actually,
show, talked to all the kids, my kids.
he signed like 3
Signed
posters for us.
wanted a CD.
For us, yeah.
Yeah, they
And
were cool.
He'd actually spend time with the fans, and then once I was up there, he's like, "No, hang on, y'all just hang up, or everybody hang on." He took me aside, and he was getting to know your kids were running around. I was like, oh, "Who's this? Who's this?" Got to know all the kids, and
Yeah, each band member was pretty cool.
he
They
made
did
it
that.
really personal. He was
Yeah.
a really good person.
And I'll say this, man, they have not missed a beat.
Really?
Yeah.
That dude can still sing.
What?
I mean, the band was spot on.
They're hitting.
They don't do a set list.
It was Plowed that they did, right?
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
When was
He
that
did it
released?
twice, didn't he?
No, they did.
Mary. Yeah, Mary.
No,
No.
they did.
No curse on the show. It's a family show.
Correct.
You
didn't do that.
dumbass.
You didn't do that. See, it was real. I can't remember the song now that they did. It wasn't those two, but it was one of the other big hits. And the lady's like, I didn't hear. Oh, it's 16 Candles.
16 Candles, yeah.
So they did a reggae version of it just for her. But they
Oh,
don't.
so they did
They don't
two
do a
versions.
set list. They
So
said
she-
over the years they quit doing set
He
lists.
pulled
They
that
just
girl like
tell people
up
what
on the
they want.
stage and like
Yeah, that's funny.
dedicated it.
He's like, what do y'all want to hear? And they go to the next song. That was their set list. Which
Want to
we-
hear Plowed 3 more times.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. We watched the band, I won't name names, play Sweet Home Alabama 3 times one night. So that was interesting.
Did you watch the band through a mirror?
I should have been chicken wire, but it was that was an interesting night.
Yeah, well, one of my best friends, he was a drummer for Diffuser. And
Hey, okay, Sponge.
Yeah.
Played with him then, yeah.
yeah,
Cool guy.
he's the only one that didn't get interviewed at Tales from Tulsa before that show.
Oh,
And
really?
So,
That's
so
sweet.
I'm gonna have to bring him on that show next time. But yeah, I heard it's great. I've played at the Vanguard before. I've played just about everywhere in downtown. I played Vanguard. I played Hunt Club, Canes, at pretty much all the bars on that street.
That's true.
We played Hunt Club this Saturday.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tony Romanello. We played with
Okay.
him.
Tony
Saturday
Romero,
night.
the Black Jackets.
The Saturday. I would,
And then we play there again November 4th with Sovereign Dane.
if I wasn't at Cheatham Street, I would be there.
All right. Oh, you stay busy yourself, man.
Yeah, yeah. But one question I always like to ask everyone who comes on the show is, what was the first album you bought with your own money?
Holy crap.
Goes way back, man.
It was a cassette
Or-
tape.
Cassette tape, yeah.
Or
It was a cassette tape.
okay,
My own money.
Flaming Lips.
Flaming Lips, no Tulsa man.
Yeah. Don't use jelly.
Either Tulsa or
Is that
Oklahoma
what
City.
it was?
Yeah.
Was that the title track?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't use jelly? I think so. Yeah. That's the first album.
I'm trying to
I
remember
bought.
the first cassette I bought.
Cassette album.
It would have been with my money. I bought a bunch too.
Then it was Soundgarden.
I can
bought
tell.
Soundgarden.
Yeah, Super Unknown. That
yeah.
was my first one. Nirvana. Never. Okay, so technically, I bought like 4, and it was Counting Crows, August and Everything After, Soundgarden, Super Unknown, Nirvana's Nevermind, which is out at the time, and then I got the Spin
Just the
Doctors.
first
The
one.
Spin Doctors. The Spin Doctors. I got them all at the same time.
Oh, you did?
And guess what? Quick story on the Spin Doctors.
I didn't have that much money.
Check this out. I know I saved up, dude. A lot of chores, right?
Now that's why I call it the
So
90s.
check this out. The Spin Doctors, right? So I was
Uh-huh.
like listening to it, and I was like, man, it got old real quick. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked them at the time, but we're in the car. I was on my way to an elementary football game that I was playing in, and I just told this story the other day. And my mom will kill me when she hears this, if she hears it.
She probably won't.
So,
it's
yeah, no.
it's the rhythm section.
She might, she's on Facebook all the time, so I got the Spin Doctors cassette. And I was like, man, I'm really sick of this. My brother's in the back seat, and my mom and sister went into the store, and I remember like getting the cigarette lighter and like burning the cassette because I didn't like it anymore. And she came out real quick, and I stuck the cigarette lighter back in, right? So she drops me off. I go to my football game. A buddy of mine's dad comes running up in the middle of the game. He's like, I didn't see my mom or dad in the crowd. I'm like, what's going on? They were going to go pick up.
Fire?
Car was on fire. So he said, hey,
You didn't tell your mom this?
I did it, I think, a couple years ago, finally.
It took this long.
Yeah. Well, good news is this, hopefully the insurance people aren't listening ever to this, but they said, hey, the car caught on fire, she's not going to make your game, whatever. And I was like, oh, crap, I hope everything's okay. In my mind, I'm like, I caused that cassette. Yeah, don't tell your mom. Yeah, so,
My girlfriend's mom is an
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we can't, she better not listen to this.
She probably won that insurance.
Oh, man, this is car insurance. So, come to find out, like, I didn't tell my mom, of course, didn't say a word. And then, I think a week later, the adjuster came out. I was going to check it. And they said, oh, it's going to be paid for. It was an electrical problem. I was like, whatever. I know what it was. They said something to do with the
It was
cigarette
the
lighter.
spin doctor, man. They burned it.
I burned it. Burned the car up, man. We got a new car.
Spin doctors did it.
The electrical problem was it the cigarette lighters.
The plastic in the cigarette lighter, I'm sure it did it. So, yeah, that was my first 4 cassettes of all at the same time. And I burned down a car with one of them.
And I have never gotten so tired of anything that I've burned.
Wow.
Yeah, true story, man.
I never heard this story.
I
Oh
thought
my
I
God.
told it to everybody, man. That's true story.
That's crazy.
It was the silver car she had. Can't remember now what it was.
Lord,
Don't remember. But
like Buick or something.
yeah, I think it was a Buick. And then it was the whole dash burned out of it.
You
Right
had-
down the road from here, actually.
And you had a lot of shady things happen to you. I've heard about your comic book collection.
Yeah, they all got stolen, man.
But that's not the shady part.
That's karma. That's karma, man. Word of the wise, any kids listening, don't steal, don't do anything. So, when I was younger, I egged some vehicles. Who didn't, right? Egged some
I
houses, some cars. I did. So I'll go ahead and put that out there. Well, guess what? I got older, had a car loan, it got egged, and I can't get mad because I'm like, how'd that come to me?
Yeah.
And then went to Walmart one time and I stole some basketball cards. One time, my whole life.
Anything good in it?
What were they?
I don't remember now. It's irrelevant because my comic and all my basketball cards got stolen, which was probably $3,000 to $5,000 worth of stuff in there. Got stolen. Karma.
Or $100 if you go vintage stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try to give them anything, and you'll get about 1/80th of what it's worth.
Yeah, I tried some of my whole comic book collection, and I think I had over 100 comic books at home, and I tried to sell them. They were like, "We'll give you 50 for it," and I was like, "No, I'll give you a kick in the ass
That's
for giving me that offer."
Oh man.
You think you?
Any of the video game stores or anything like, hey, this is worth it. No, we'll give you this for it.
And you come back later after you sold it to them for $5, they're
Yeah.
selling it for 30.
Oh yeah. Marked way up.
Yeah.
That's what eBay's for.
The next question that I always ask is, what was your first instrument that you bought?
Go ahead.
It's so easy, you're going to get the answer first.
Well, that I bought
Was your own money?
with
Or
my
just
own
in
money or just
Or just
like
first instrument you got.
Okay.
Well, the first instrument I got was a mandolin.
Ooh.
It was like I never really learned how to play it. Then I got the first instrument I actually bought with my own money was an Alvarez
Ooh.
acoustic. That was like the first nice guitar I've had. But before that, I learned on like my dad had an old like Epiphone, which
Yeah.
the fret and the strings were off the fretboard like probably half an inch.
Wow.
I forced myself to learn that, and then I got a $60 electric guitar from the pawn shop, with igniter, pickups in it, and I've dropped it a couple times, and I had to. We called it Frankenstein because it was beat up so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to reposition the tuning keys and
Still got it, though.
yeah.
You still play
chops
it
and
at the
stuff
shows,
on.
don't you?
Not that one.
No, not that one.
I'm surprised though. You should break that one back out.
That was the whole old one. But I got it for $60. So I learned a lot on that guitar too.
What was the first amp you got?
First amp I had?
Yeah. Do you still use that one?
No, I had what I used was I had an old PA that my dad had.
Mm-hmm.
We just ran through it. I mean, we're pretty poor. I mean, growing up, so we didn't have a lot of money to.
Right.
So it was more like just use the stuff that we had. So I ran through an old PA, and then I just run like some old pedals that somebody would give me, or like my cousin would give me, or something, because he was into music and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or something that we could find and fix, or and put it together.
Right.
But after that, I got a PV.
PV?
So I got a half that when I started working. That's when I got a. But I was older. And when I got out of high school and started working, I got a PV half stack, an extra large.
Not too familiar with their amps. I'm more familiar with their speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, PA
Yeah.
equipment. So
Yeah, they got good PA.
Yeah, the PA
Some
equipment
of
and
the
stuff.
best, that's for sure.
How's their amps?
I didn't stick with that amp very long.
There's your answer.
So stick
So
to
I
the
didn't
speakers.
really like.
Speakers.
They were a solid state, and
Mhm.
kind of fell back to the tube amps.
It's you have to be almost a sound engineer to
You
get
know.
the exact sound you want out of a solid state.
So I fell back to. I got a deluxe Fender, a little hot rod tube amp.
Mhm.
That's what I've been using for a long time there, and then now just a couple years or a year ago, I got a 71. Got a really good deal on it. 71 super reverb with 4 tens in it. And I got it for $400.
Those hot rods are really good too.
Yeah, but I run that because we don't have a bass player. I usually turn the bass up on it and give it lows. And
I know what you're trying to do. I know, but I'm taking it. I'm taking it. All right. I'm
There's
already
no
in the
need
band.
for a bass player when you have a 71 super reverb amp
Oh, whatever.
turned to 10.
Oh,
And we put a little 11 mark on there because it's one more, isn't it?
I would try to say name one band without a bass player, but I can name 2 super bands without bass players.
Yeah.
White Stripes and
Yeah.
Black Keys and you guys. So,
Oh, no.
Oh,
Put us
thanks.
in that category?
Thanks,
well,
Local H.
Yeah, local H, man.
you guys kind of have a Black Keys sound.
Yeah.
Now, what I remember, I think it was last year, you all played at the Shrine in Oklahoma, or in Tulsa, and a friend of mine was like, "Yeah, I'm going to go see the Plums," and I looked you guys up, and I was like, "Oh, these guys are pretty good," but I apparently looked up what you call the imposter Plums.
Yeah.
And
Pennsylvania.
Plums.
yeah, the Pennsylvania
I'm going to get in
Plums.
a street fight with
West
Four
Side
of them or
Story.
2 of us, though. We can take them.
And I like their sound. They were okay. And then you sent me the actual Plums.
The real Plums.
The real Plums.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a lot better. I can talk about this a lot more than I can talk about the other one.
They just need to quit being a band, man.
Yeah.
You know, change their name.
If you're listening to this, Plums,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania,
we get
Good
crossed
job.
with them a lot.
You ever just consider adding a B?
No, that's our name. That's our actual
I know it's your name.
It's our namesake. So if they tried to sue us, they couldn't because we, and you hear this,
It's actual
because
name.
we have the namesake. So the loophole is that we couldn't get sued. They would have to change their name. Because it's our actual namesake, I
I
guess.
think they spell theirs with 2 N's.
It was one.
It was one.
Because we get crossed with them a
maybe
lot.
they did it because
Maybe they've changed it since then. They need to, because even on iTunes, if you go to get our CD, their CD comes up.
Well, and that's how I
Like crap.
looked. I didn't find any other Plums other than them.
Yeah.
And
That's so
you
funny.
sent me the Reverb Nation. I was like, okay, I can get down with this. They have a song called Parking Lots,
Yeah.
and and I will talk crap about that. But if they're listening, how about them Plums, right? Parking Lots, what a good song.
I don't know. Where do you begin?
So,
Parking lots.
first instrument
Yeah,
for me
hmm
was
Oh, yeah.
xylophone.
like one of those
What?
children's
Yes!
xylophones where you.
What kid didn't have one of those? Did you have one?
I had like a.
Little xylophone? Like it's like
I
that.
didn't have a little one.
Right? That. You had one, right? Did everybody have one back then?
I think I had
My
one.
dad had a-
My little brother had one.
My dad
Yeah, I
had like a
played it.
seriously
A big one?
like a professional xylophone.
Why?
It came in a big case. And,
Why?
Because they're awesome.
I mean, they are.
we used to play on that thing.
I couldn't see it. Yeah,
Had
see,
the
I
big
did
metal
okay.
bars.
That was my
down
first.
to the. Had 2 sets of big metal.
Nice. I don't remember seeing that. I just had my little kid one. That was my first official instrument. And then, of course, the first thing I bought was like a Pacific drum set, and then PDP drum set. And then since then, now we play what our dad's in a band. His dad bought a '76 Vistalites. We play those now. It shows.
Mhm.
He got on eBay, refurbished all the parts and stuff. Got all original parts, cleaned them up. So we play those. Those are killer. And then I just purchased cheap. I just almost stole a Pearl set from somebody the other day. So I got 4 drum kits.
And another thing you almost stole.
It's like, yeah, so I know, right? Guy gave me a good deal on it, man. So
You-
props to him.
You play anything else other than xylophone and drums?
A few times I can play maybe 3 chords on the guitar, and that's
Uh-huh.
not saying much. So not really.
If you play at church, that's all you need to know.
Power chord, exactly. I can play in the church probably a few hymn songs, and then bass.
I
I
learned
played
a lot of my
little
progressions in
bit.
church.
Yeah, I played. I recorded some bass once a
Mhm.
long time
It's good
ago
practice.
because a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, can you record some bass lines for me? If you know how to play drums, you can play bass." I go, "Really?" That's not true. But he just he just goes, "Do this, this, and this," and that's about it. That's all. So I can't even say I play bass or guitar, but that's about as close as it's got.
That's how I learned
Piano. I played piano. Growing up.
How do you list kids xylophone before piano?
Well, I mean, when I was when you're 2 years old, everybody gets that xylophone, man, first instrument. So that was my.
Well, I know, but
my mom had a piano and she taught lessons, so I learned that growing up.
But you were like, I can play the kid's xylophone, the drums, and
piano,
piano. Some bullcrap on the piano.
Who cares about that? Actually, it's funny. I love the piano music. Like, that's the thing for me. So.
Mm-hmm.
Big Tori Amos fan because of the piano.
So. You get you a
little keyboard over there.
Yeah.
My daughter plays.
Little guitar.
I bought her a keyboard.
You loop some bass tracks or
One
something.
thing y'all are missing from your band is a guitar player.
It is. I think so. Freddie goes to Hollywood.
A lot of people said that.
Or a sitar player.
Sitar, maybe. Better.
I think so.
Yeah.
Any guitar instruments you need.
Like 15 people so sad and just keep ignoring it. We should probably look into it.
So how long have you guys been doing this professionally? Going to venues and bars and getting paid to do this?
I didn't know that was professional. We're way off.
People get paid for this?
Just us two as this band has been a little over 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3
Just
years. Just us.
But we've been playing.
Yeah, we've been playing together. And his old band, like I said, since I was 18, and then he had his old band Midnight Ethel, and then I was in 8 other bands before this one. So so a long time. We both about the same amount of time because he played shows in his band, I played some other bands. But 15 years maybe total.
Which brings me to my next question. What is the craziest thing you've ever seen, either on the road, going to a show, at a show, after a show?
All the above.
Just throw out the funnest stories.
You can't name names, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I should say that.
You're like, okay, let's just call this one guy Lance. And this other one Caleb.
Thank God I didn't get involved in any of it.
Is this PG or?
It's
I
still
whatever
what
you
I did
want.
under my breath. I'm usually the one with the bad rep of cussing too much in podcasts and saying too much, so I'll let him take it.
As long as I don't curse, my parents can't get me into.
Do they listen to this show?
No, but but if they did and they heard me curse.
I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Dow.
No. They don't care if you guys curse.
But I know her mom. So if she listens to the show, that's a problem.
I don't think she's gonna get you guys in trouble. She's not gonna call your parents.
I'm not gonna say names, but yeah, sorry to her mom.
Crazy stuff at biker rallies.
We played a couple biker rallies. That's pretty crazy. Naked people everywhere. So much that you don't even realize. So here's a funny story.
You get used to naked people.
Yeah, you don't notice they're there, right? So we were going through videos that we could post on our Reverb Nation page one time. We were maybe a band less than a year at the time, and we played the one locally here. And we're like, it's exposure, we'll get some fans, whatever. And so much to the fact that we didn't even pay attention that there's so many naked people around us. We're watching one of our videos, and this naked chick just gets up. They get up on the pole and start dancing, like literally right by the drums, right by where he's playing. Yeah. And so much that obviously it didn't faze us in the video, but I guess we were so used to seeing it all day. But when we watched the video, we were in tears laughing. Right. Where did that come from? We kept rewinding it and like, what?
Like did she crawl up the pole?
Oh, dude, it was they were all into it, man. Just dancing this pole. It was funny. I mean, I don't know if we still got the video. I wish we did so I could show you.
Poor pole.
Hilarious. We were just like, what the heck? Where did that happen? We didn't even notice it happened while we played, I guess, because we wasn't paying attention.
I've had some beers shoved in my head.
Oh, yeah. That was interesting.
Was that at the place where it's like gated and there's like a big stage in the center?
Milford.
I played that.
Yes,
I played
66.
There. We
nice stage, dude.
What's it called? The Midnight Fire Festival?
Oh, they've had a bunch of different festivals.
The one I played at, the two headliners for both days were Kentucky Headhunters and Leon Russell.
Yep, Leon Russell. That was out there, yep.
Yeah, we played that one in 2000.
A couple years ago, right? Yeah.
2015.
Leon Russell passed away, did he?
Yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P. man.
All the good ones are dying
I know,
this year.
man, that's not good.
Yeah.
That place, and that's the same place, different instance where he got beers thrown at him. But she didn't see it. I did. Drummond,
No.
of course.
Why'd you get beer thrown?
We don't
What'd you
know.
do?
I mean, that's a first. I've never had anything thrown at us before. That's a crazy story.
I would love to hear it.
I got. He didn't see it. It went by his head twice, and I have a mic, so I was like, hey, to whoever the bleep is throwing, I'll edit myself. To whoever the bleep is that's throwing beers at the band, why don't you step up here and confront us if you got a problem with us? And then it got a little heated. But they were tossed out before we even got on the mic, so apparently it was dealt with pretty quick. But that was the first. I've played behind chicken wire before. We joked about
Really?
that. But I've actually, if anybody's ever been to...
You got Blues Brothers?
I know. Dead Town Tavern before it was Downtown Lounge, which is now going to be nothing. I think it's a parking lot. I think that whole section got wiped out.
Good, that's one less scary place I can go back to play at.
They 10 years ago? No. Stingy account was 6 years ago. That man, we played a benefit there, and it was chicken wire. And I just remember the singer of that band saying, man, I've always wanted to do this. And me being the drummer, I'm kind of immobile. I can't protect myself.
Yeah.
Looking at the chicken wire. And he goes, when we start playing, we want y'all to throw your beer bottles up here so it'll give us some more of a feel. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'll be the one that gets hit with the shard of glass in the eye.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one threw any beer bottles, but that was the first for me. That was crazy.
Was
Playing behind chicken wire.
the singer Caleb?
No, old band.
Oh,
He
okay.
was in front of me, of course. And then,
I probably would do that too.
yeah, he would say something like that. I yelled at him about the beers getting thrown.
Because we usually play side by side, so I can like step.
Yeah, he can move around.
Yeah.
All right, I'm like back there.
Step back behind the cymbals and like.
So those are crazy. What's another
Give it
crazy
hell.
one you know? Come on, man. You had something good. I was waiting. No, these aren't good yet. And all the bands I've played in, you'd think there'd be crazy. Chicken wire. It's funny, a lot of people assume that you're going to get flashed a lot. I mean, outside of a bike rally. We got flashed once, and it was...
By someone you didn't want to flash?
Yeah. Norman.
What?
One of our
Norman?
friends... In Norman, Oklahoma, we got flashed. And
What?
in this band... You must have been waiting. I know you know it, because our friend brought a date with him. And she flashed us.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was not, and I'm not going to name names of who the guy is, but his
didn't
date
see it.
flashed us, and I was like, I wish I wouldn't have seen it. But anyways, that happened. We've only been flashed once as a band, so we're not very interesting. And I've been in a lot of bands, and that's really the only time I remember that ever happened.
She's like, this
15
one's
years.
boomer, this one's sooner.
I saw top to bottom more than I need to see.
Oh, God.
That just happened. I don't know. And once again, I'm drumming, and I'm stuck facing. He's doing his thing.
Well, I mean, it's not like your neck's not mobile. You can still look.
Oh, I looked down. I was like, ah, really, man? I just remember telling our buddy afterwards, like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
It brought her. I was like, where did that come from? But I don't know, man. What's crazy for you? I mean,
That's about it, I think.
I'm trying to
Shit.
think.
An impromptu strip pole dance is a little
That's-
crazy.
Yeah,
Have you all seen any brawls?
That was crazy.
we've been.
You've been in one?
Not at a show.
No,
not
not
of
shows.
us personally.
Hell, let's hear it.
Went to Dropkick Murphy show.
Oh, okay.
That was
kicked
pretty
out.
wild.
So, yeah.
We didn't
that-
start it though. Well, I say we. He didn't really start it either. People get drunk.
How many people were there?
There's like 7 of us and 27 of them.
Which
So-
my bassist
It's not
at the time was a
exaggeration.
huge punk fan, and
We
his
got to see
brother
all the
was,
openers. That was
yeah.
cool.
So that's kind of the reason I got into punk was because of him.
Right, me too.
So we went to watch Dropkick Murphys.
They were 3 songs in. We
And
got lost.
I think we jumped into the mosh pit and I had like
That was the first band.
this
that
is
got
a
on stage.
long time ago. I had
Yeah.
a cigarette in this hand and a cigarette in this
He
hand.
was on. Let's.
and a beer.
He was on
and I was on top of
his
this
back. Yeah.
this 7-foot guy, like almost 7 foot, and we run into this crowd like mosh pit. And I ended up burning somebody. I think.
No, that did. I was behind him. That
Yeah.
didn't happen. I was sober too.
Well-
She dropped her drink, and she started raising hell. And then they apologized, and then her boyfriend came in and just started punching them for no reason.
I didn't.
really,
I thought it was
apparently.
just a mosh pit.
And then
It's Dropkick
I know,
Murphys.
yeah.
yeah,
It's
and then another one of our
Murphys.
friends, or our cousins, I should say, he jumped in and punched the guy. And then after that, it was all night long. It just drug out.
And then
until we
people
got
kept
tossed.
coming by us, like
Yeah.
spitting on our friends, saying
It was
you got
weird.
AIDS. And,
It was weird.
Wait, what?
and then they
Yeah, it was a weird.
How'd they
night,
get
man.
that from
We
the
don't know.
situation?
It was
but they
interesting.
but
It was-
seemed like everybody ganged up on us. Like the whole
There's a 20-something of them I counted. We left. We were getting
But there was
tossed.
a whole group of people that was against us. They cornered us in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's right.
My buddy was in a stall, and I was in a urinal, and my other James was in a urinal. So there's
That's
like
what their names
10
are.
guys. Oh, sorry. 10 guys came in, and they were like sitting on
Yeah.
the sinks and like
Man, people,
spitting on us.
It was
and, like,
bad.
the listeners are
So
sure
that-
going to be able to tell who James is.
If they know us,
So
then
that
it won't
was
take
it.
long to find
2
out.
guys cornered my friend in the stall.
He's listening of it.
He broke a
Cool.
beer and like had to get out like that.
Oh, wow.
And
He was really that scared for his life?
yeah, it was.
It was bad.
Once we got out the door, we had bouncers around us, like pushing people off.
Now, did you...
But we were dressed like
I-
playing
Normal
like
clothes.
us.
Just shirt and shorts or something.
Did
We didn't have mohawks. is
you
what he's trying to
pretend
say.
that you
But
had...
we didn't have. But they had. They were all like studded, like punk,
And we love punk.
straight up punk. I like
Music.
punk.
Let's
music,
get that
yeah.
straight. This wasn't.
Now, did you all, when you were getting
But what's more
escorted out,
punk?
did you all
Not
pretend
us.
that... Did you all pretend that they were your bodyguards? Like, no, get away.
No.
Just like,
No.
hey, Plums, yeah.
I was punching people.
We were in the
Oh.
plum. We were in the
Yeah,
plums
it
at
was
the time.
He almost got hit in the back of the head. Another one of my buddies did, and I had to punch a couple of guys.
This is a
and
long time ago.
we got drug out. We went to the party. I can tell you what the menu was. It's no longer there. One Oak Fields there. Curly's.
Curly's, that's
Where they
it.
had that in the gravel parking lot. So we go to leave. I was driving. I was DD. I was driving my buddy's truck, and they had spiked belts and stuff, and they hit the back of it, like put holes in the back of his tail. It was bad. And
They beat his lights
I
out.
peppered them. And they threw a beer mist, and they hit a BMW windshield and shattered it.
Oh, God.
Missed us. It was that crazy.
But they
That was one of the
They
craziest
beat the
shows.
shit out of our buddy's truck.
With
Like,
those
they beat all his
spikes. That was
lights out
crazy.
and just beat the crap out of his tailgate and his side of his truck on the.
I gotta go to the Dropkick
Crazy.
Murphy show then.
I was bummed because I was really excited to see him. We got 3 songs in, and
Yeah.
that was it. Maybe half
We
of the
got
third
a
song.
little bit too wild, I guess.
It was weird. That was a weird night, man. So yeah, we were just going to that show. I can't think of any shows I've ever played on
That's
the
before we
road.
started playing.
Oh, we played
Created-
his
well,
old
we
stuff.
played
Um,
played together, but you was in a band and I was in another band.
trying to think, like, we've been on the road. I know there's a lot of things just ain't coming to
I think too crazy.
Yeah, they'll probably come
It
to
gets
you as soon as I hit
Yeah.
stop
They're like,
recording.
oh yeah, this one time. We did pick up a drifter one
Wait, what?
No.
time. No,
Oh,
We won't
tell that story.
What,
the cops will have to find out that later.
we were gonna try to do sell tickets at the show in the city, and we went to the studio for the Snubnose album. We were recording it that day. And I remember we pulled up to 7-Eleven in our white van, which you saw when you pulled up to. That's our band van.
Yeah.
And he was driving, and our buddy Dave was in the front seat, and I was in the sliding door, and I said, "Man, we should start pulling up to people." And I'll slide the door,
It's a
like,
bad
"Y'all want
idea.
some tickets for the show tonight?" And he said, "I'd probably get shot." That would have been funny, but we didn't do that.
It would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Not to be
nothing really
mean,
too crazy.
it also would have been a little funny if you'd gotten shot. Not killed,
but
but
just
shot.
wounded, right?
Just
right.
like,
Not in
just
the
like
arms,
a
or the
graze.
leg.
Or if they just
You ever
missed
seen
like,
our van though? It's like
It's
the
awesome.
Chester, the molester van.
It's yeah, it's a scary looking thing.
Chester, the molester.
Why's it gotta be Chester? man?
Why's it gotta be a molester?
Why's it gotta be that?
It's just a white, creepy looking
It's
van.
creepy.
I don't know.
Tinted
But it gets the
windows.
job
Nobody
done.
really-
you know?
It's one of those no window or tinted windows.
It's tinted
This
windows.
guy could actually have windows. That makes it a little less creepy.
But it's tinted like black.
I can't think
It
of
just said-
anything else.
Ice cream and naps on the side.
What's the craziest thing you've seen on?
Oh god.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's put you on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this guy's in
Alright.
a band. We need to ask him these questions.
so, I think it's weird. I think more fights happen at country shows than rock shows.
I agree with you. That is
It
odd
is.
that that
It's
happens,
weird.
right?
But I was
Buzz
at this one show in Ada, Oklahoma.
Ada.
Ada,
Where'd you
Oklahoma.
play at?
We played. I think it's called the Village.
Okay, I've heard of
And,
the place. Yeah.
and so, the scary thing about the Village is that most of the time, people will have a designated driver, have at least one responsible
That's usually
person
me.
in the group.
Yeah.
However, this place
I'm
is
that
at a
guy.
motel. Nobody has to be
Everybody stays in
responsible.
the
They can
room.
just stay at the motel. And so this one guy got into a scruff with somebody else, and he got pushed over, got got knocked into a table, and they kicked him out because they said he started it.
Yeah.
He completely denied that he started it. As he was leaving, his friends that were meeting him there were just showing up. And they're like, "Why are you leaving?" He's like, "Oh, they kicked me out. This jackass in the hat was beating up on me, and they thought I started it." And so they go in and start beating up everybody with a hat. They didn't.
That sounds right.
He didn't
Like
say
us
what
in
hat.
Mohawk.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
Yeah.
they're like they were beating up guys in baseball hats and cowboy hats, and of course, all those people have like 2 or 3 people with them
Oh, yeah.
who will defend them. So you have 6 people starting fights with 6 other people, and those 6 people have like 4 or 5 other people. And all of a sudden, as I'm playing on stage, I just see this whole rush of people move to the northern end of the bar, and just boom, 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 boom. And the bouncer actually had to get on stage and say, "Let me see the mic. Y'all, we're closed. Get out. Get out. We're done."
Jeez.
And what sucked was that we were getting paid the door.
Oh,
Which for
Right.
the uninitiated means that you get paid by however many people show up. And so we were only halfway through the night.
Yeah.
It was,
sucks.
it was like
that wasn't even the peak hour yet, probably.
it was like 11:30. It was 11:30 when people were starting to show up. So initially we played there before, and I think we got like $600, maybe $700. By the time we left, we got $200 and 2 cases of beer because they felt sorry for us.
Man. That's funny you say country shows, because I've been to 3 country shows. I've been to more than that, but I went to three different country bars where there was a band playing,
Yeah,
and all 3 times I either got in a fight or got kicked out
yeah.
because of a fight. It's just people with testosterone, man. I don't know what it is. And
Well-
you'd think it'd be like a metal show would be worse, right?
Yeah, you would think.
But it hasn't been. Not playing in metal bands.
I do
before,
have
that's the thing.
I do have a theory about it.
I'd like to know. Yeah,
In metal
that's-
metal shows and rock shows, you get all your energy and aggression out in the mosh pit.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
In country shows, the middle is a dance floor where there's like etiquette and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Then at the bar is when you get mad. Yeah, you talking to my girl?
Yeah.
Honey, 2-step.
Okay.
Hard enough.
First time I ever went to Caravan, I was. This was back when I drank. Yeah, I was our buddy. He might have been there that night. We had a friend named Alan who knew a bouncer there, and he gets in there 21, which this is totally legal. And they're closed now, so I'm not hurting anybody.
I think
I was under
aggression
there.
out on that line dance.
I was some girl said, "Hey, you want to dance?" Sure, I danced with her, and I sit back down. All of a sudden, the guy shows up by himself. Doesn't say anything to me, stares at me, walks
Dancing my
off. Yeah, exactly. He comes back with his 2 buddies, then says, "Hey, was you hitting on my woman?" I go, "No, she asked me to dance with her." Anyways, we got into a fight, we got tossed. Long story short, I got a few punches in before the cops got there. But that was a different. He tried to run when Tony and their name. There was other people with us, and when they came out behind me, they were like, "Oh, let's go, we're out of here, it's 3-on-1. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. So,
I got kicked out of the back that night.
yeah, no names. So that was
know where I was at.
the first time at Caravan. Then I went to like 2 other places to try to watch country band. And it's like the pool table, the 8-ball went on the table. Oh, and everyone's sitting here, and the next thing you know, a woman comes back. It's like, "Oh, they took our table." I was fucked in. It's always, I don't know why. It's just I do not do good with country shows. Apparently,
Well,
I don't know why, and I like it. Some of it, it's like,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
yeah. There was one where these 2 guys got into a fight. Somebody got, or they were just jawing back and forth.
Choose not stars.
They were just jawing back and forth and just wasn't stopping for 10 minutes. And I was just watching this whole thing like, when is this going to start? And and somebody had already called the cops before that. And so one of the guys throws an elbow, and then they start going at it. And this young cop who was gung-ho about stopping
here it
this
comes,
fight,
yeah.
shows up. He turns his lights on, gets to the street, opens the door, and starts walking out. And he forgot to park his car, and it was still going down Cherokee Street. And the whole crowd's like, "Get back to your car!" And it was
That's
about
good.
it was about 20 yards away from hitting this SUV that was parked in the road, and he stopped it with like 5 inches left before it got hit.
gosh.
One of the perps left, and the other one was left rolling on the floor laughing, and the other cops that were there were standing with that criminal laughing at him too.
Oh
So it was like this weird unity of criminal cops.
Yeah, man.
had one where you all know the 747 Club.
Yeah,
We
I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever been there.
don't play there. It's scary.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
I was waiting.
Nope.
I was waiting to get started. I got there early, was waiting to set everything up. I look up, 2 cars park right next to each other. 3 seconds later, they drive off really quick. I'm like, oh, that was a drug deal. So I go inside, set everything up. They're like, we're going to set you up on this stage, but there's a bathroom right next to you. And it's not a stage, it's just a floor. But we're going to close
Not
this.
the bathroom?
Yeah, but we're going to close this bathroom
We
down.
won't play there.
We're gonna close this bathroom down and tell everyone to go to this other bathroom. Well, they didn't.
Okay. No.
So as I was playing, this guy is like, "Excuse me," as I was playing, "That Ain't My Truck" by that '90s hit. And he goes into the bathroom, and when he comes back out, he's unrolling this dollar bill and wiping his nose. And I was like, oh, all right, somebody's doing blow right as I'm playing bass. And
amongst other things in the bathroom.
and then this homeless lady gets in my face like, stop playing, play Johnny Cash, it's my birthday, buy me a drink.
Oh,
and
man. Here we go.
And somebody was like,
somebody's
like, you said it was your birthday last week. And so the lady leaves, we get an intermission, I go outside and I hear pow, 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 pow. I was like,
we're going.
was that a car backfiring? And this guy smoking a cigarette nonchalantly was like, I think it was a gun. And then I go back inside. Fight breaks out. They almost knock over our microphone and
Where was this at?
it's the 747 Club.
I know
It's
exactly where it's at. I drove past it, but I've never been.
It's
in.
like
I'm glad you know where it's at.
244 and Sheridan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, like towards the airport.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they got the name.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. They get the name because
747 the airport.
they get that name because they open super early for the pilots that arrive in
Used to be a
town.
pilot bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Used to be
pilot bar.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably not so much now.
Yeah.
That's people that want to get drunk at 7.
That reminded me of the story. So in one of my
They
old
don't have a
bands,
job and want to get drunk at 7.
we were playing a place out of state. It's a pretty rough place, kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I just remember we were playing second on the bill. There's 3 bands, and we're sitting at the bar, and this homeless lady comes in, and she's trying to talk to us. I think trying to get money, buy me a drink, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh what? We're from out of state.
Yeah.
There's about 4 of us sitting at the bar, and we're playing next. All our stuff's set up and ready to go, and the bartender overhears her and sees her in there, and there's a bat like over the bar where the liquor is, with like nails in it. And this is no lie. It's like. She grabs it.
Like a Lucille.
Yeah, it was
type-
Lucille Negan type bat. She grabs it and says, I told you to never come here, and chases her out the door.
Oh my
And we're
God.
like, this is what we're playing tonight, huh? The rest of the night went no. But that was in the state of Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Get out of here, Sandy!
Yeah, it was bad,
hit you
man.
with the
So
Smithfield
that reminded me of that story. He
Bitch,
said that.
get out of here.
I can't. That was bad, man. I was like, shit, this is where we're playing tonight, huh? All right. It's gonna get interesting. Not bad. That was an interesting one. I just remember.
Arkansas is pretty
Wait
fun
for
to
the
play.
band.
Yeah, we've
Where'd you
always
play
played
there?
Arkansas. I don't think that place is there anymore. This was in Fort Smith.
Man, you're like the
10
kiss of
years
death
ago.
for all these bars.
10 years,
Like,
exactly.
I played at this one place. It's not there anymore.
10 years ago in Fort Smith,
Yeah, that's when
and
we
I couldn't
played,
tell you
it
the
burned
name
down.
of it. It was a little hole wall place. But back then, Fort Smith
I
had
do like fire, though.
all down that street. There was venues back in the day. Fort Smith's not the same as it used to be. And then there was a little place right there on the strip. Played a lot of places now.
You ever played at George's Majestic in Arkansas?
Yeah.
That place is fun.
It's a blast. We were trying to get in there. We've been trying to get in there since we got this together. Because I played there 3 times before.
Yeah.
Love Arkansas. Love Fayetteville. Love Fort Smith. Everywhere we've always played has been awesome. Fayetteville, Garrison Street. God,
Yeah.
Garrison Street. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love playing.
My cousin went to University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, knew all the places.
Exactly.
He had a blast there.
I lived there. Well, I worked at a job where we lived in an apartment during the week. And we were building what is now that big hospital when you see off the interstate. Right there where Springdale is in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
It's in between. I did all the wiring for that. Like me
Oh,
and
wow.
another guy. But we had to live, like these apartments next to it was all U of A, University of Arkansas, kids were all there, so we went to all the places, found the places. That's how I got us gigs. And
Okay.
the old bands I was in was from down there scouting, basically. Yeah, it was a blast. Garrison Street's crazy, man.
Wow.
So,
So one of my last questions, and it is the most important question: Marvel or DC?
Oh man, that's a tough one. He might not know. I don't know. You'd have to ask him like
Yeah.
Batman or Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Marvel.
you like
He's
Marvel?
gonna go with Marvel.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. Okay, we.
I know you were a
So,
Marvel fan.
We
as a
talking.
kid.
I was. See, he listens to
Is that
podcasts.
Wolverine? Right?
Well, and I talked
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Okay, he's good. He got that.
I talked to you on the phone too.
Yeah. That's cheating, man. You can't.
I did listen to the podcast.
I will say, comic book wise, I was definitely more Marvel growing up.
Uh-huh.
But I'd get into like Batman, Superman. So I started to like bounce back and forth. Movie wise, I think DC's gotten better,
Yeah,
but I still, Marvel's way ahead still.
right.
I still like both.
The only thing,
It's tough. I can't pick one.
my biggest problem with Marvel is that I feel like they've been making the same movie for.
They've rebooted it a lot.
Oh, it's not the reboots. It's that they all have a similar premise. They
That's
all
true.
have the Tony Stark syndrome.
Yeah.
You got Tony Stark, alcoholic, finally learns responsibility.
Right.
You got Doctor Strange, egomaniac, finally learns responsibility. Or you got Captain America, good all-American kid who becomes a hero. Whenever they do something different, though, like Ant-Man, I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
I think that's where I lean more towards DC because I'm more of a dark guy anyways,
Yeah.
and their movies are more darker. Like a lot of people bashed on Batman vs Superman. I was like, it's great. It was dark themed. I kind of liked it, but there were some things I didn't like too. But
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but the one thing people really complain about is the Martha thing.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
they could have done it better, but what people don't understand is they're always like, "Oh, we have the same. Our moms have the same name. We can be friends." It wasn't that. It was Bruce Wayne was having a PTSD mental meltdown,
Right.
and he didn't know why Superman was saying Martha.
In the middle of him trying to kill him.
And I'd never made that connection before. That Superman and Batman's
Yeah, I know it's weird.
mom. I'd never made that
Right.
connection before. I think if they had made it to where he was like realizing that he was becoming the thing that he always fought against, like killing people and stuff,
Right.
then it would have been a lot better received.
Yeah, it pissed me off too. A lot of people didn't like it because the ending. Spoiler alert, Superman dies or whatever. But anyways,
They brought that out.
I
too
would have
early.
been pissed though if they brought Doomsday in and Superman didn't die. I would have never watched the Justice League or anything after that. I think I'd have been done. The reason why, because you can't bring Doomsday in as a kid. That'd be like when they brought Spider-Man 3, they brought Venom in.
Yeah.
Biggest pussy
Just-
in the world.
just for
What
that.
the hell are they doing? Yeah, I was like, Topher Grace is Venom. I think I said that on another podcast, but it's like Chris Martin being the singer of Slipknot. That just wasn't going to work, man. So it was terrible. I didn't like it.
The way I would have done it is I would have had DC say, all right, we're going to make 12 movies, and that 12th movie, that's it.
Right.
Try to differentiate from Marvel in that way. I would have had the 12th movie be Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
And I would have had Batman sacrifice himself to stop Doomsday.
Right.
And have him have a moment where he's like, I know Gotham needs me, but the world needs Superman.
Right.
And then have him kill
Yes.
Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm not following you
Oh,
guys.
see, I was thinking of the comics, so that's why I was like, if they put Doomsday in this movie,
I gotta go
he
play in the
somehow.
toolbox.
I thought they brought the Death of Superman thing way too early.
I think they tried to run. I think because they're so far behind Marvel
Uh-huh.
and how they're trying to do their thing now, I think they tried to cram too much in the movie.
It-
man.
that's-
They rushed it.
That's the thing about it. It's not a race, though.
They tried. I don't know.
They didn't need to rush it, but Wonder Woman was kick ass.
Oh, yeah, she's hot too.
And
Anybody
And-
agree? I mean,
and I'm hearing Justice League is getting really good early reviews.
I liked the newest trailer. I watched that. And Star Wars new trailer was
I'm
badass.
excited for Star Wars
Yeah.
too. I'm definitely going to the Justice League premiere as Batman. I got my Batman suit
Nice.
set up. I gotta show you guys.
I gotta see this. Yeah, I'm excited for the movies coming out, man. This time of the year, it seems like that's when they run all the, Star
Yeah,
Wars.
we got Thor, we got
Yeah.
Justice League, we got Star Wars. Is there anything else coming out?
I just saw a trailer for something else that's coming around Christmas too, and I was like, oh, that'd be badass. And I could not tell you what it was.
Oh, okay.
Because there's too much going out all at
Yeah.
once. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was amazing. I thought.
I liked it.
I liked it.
That was another one I thought was too close.
That's
to
just
the
for
first
the
one.
first one.
Do you need to watch the second
Like a
one? If
week
you like the
ago.
first one, you'll love the
Yeah.
second one. I
I
think.
like the first
If you've seen the first one, you've seen the second one
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
They put a lot of actors in that one too. It's like, hey, let's see how many big names we can just throw.
Oh, and did you like Spider-Man: Homecoming?
I did, but I wasn't, and I think I talked about this with Ryan and them too. I was like, I'm not so anything past 2000 comic book wise. I'm out of the loop. So in that movie, that was a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I said, so I didn't know a lot of what was going on, like the characters. But true to the Peter Parker part of it, pre 2000.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can follow that.
I mean, that was a pretty close. That Peter Parker
stuff.
was the one I grew up with.
Yeah.
Not the 2000 one, but just the
Before,
fact that he was
right?
a kid and he was excited to have powers.
I like that part of it. I just didn't know all the characters. You know, they got away from the Green Goblin, the Osborns, and all that, which I heard was
Ned
2000 past.
Ned Leeds, his best friend, was always in it, but he was a white guy.
Right.
Flash Thompson was always in it, but he was a white jock.
Right. Well,
Which
jock.
I did not.
I didn't like how they spun.
I didn't like how they did Flash Thompson. He was never a smart kid.
No.
He was a
It wasn't his
jock.
character at all, man.
And I thought the Mary Jane thing at the end was stupid.
I agree.
It's
100%.
like did we really need a reveal like that?
I didn't like it. That part of it either.
I mean, I'm fine with the actress.
And I'm kind of bummed about Venom's going to have his own movie, but it's not going to coincide at all.
I don't like that either.
That's
like,
terrible.
I mean, the thing about Venom is
I like the character they got for him too.
Both
Eddie
Brock and the Venom suit hate Spider-Man. That's where he gets his character from.
And now they're doing a side movie, and I'm like, I wanted to be Carnage.
If it still connects, then I'm
Maximum
fine.
Carnage is one of my favorite
I do want
storylines.
They will do Carnage. I know they'll
They
do
gotta do
Carnage.
it Spider-Man.
I know. You know how badass it would be to see Tom Hardy and Tom Holland going at it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gotta do
I do like Tom Hardy as Venom.
Right?
No.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, Caleb. Last question for Lance.
Okay.
Who would you get to restart Wolverine now that Hugh Jackman's gone?
I heard they're gonna go with that girl that was in.
They're just going to focus
Logan.
on X-23?
That's what I heard. I mean, you know.
Which, I mean, that's
if
fine.
I had to pick, though, like the male role, who would play him?
Who would play traditional Logan? I would have gone with Tom Hardy, but he's already...
Yeah, no, he would have been a good one.
He's already been him, though.
I know you can't really... Well, I know there's that whole Fox and Sony, isn't it?
Apparently,
we're supposed to try to work it together.
Apparently, they are.
Man, that's tough. I don't know. That Tom Hardy would have been perfect. Mm-hmm. It's funny if you go back. I used to get those wizards, you know, and they'd say, who would play in this movie? They used to have Glenn Danzig as Wolverine. I swear to God, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't know, man.
Tom Selleck.
You know, I would almost. He
was gonna be Doctor Strange, dude. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They had some weird castings in the '90s for who they thought could play people. It was strange. And Danzig of all people was hilarious.
I would almost want an actor I'd never heard of before.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I don't know what to expect from him.
I think that's what they should do. Because it's funny, Hugh Jackman, when he played the Wolverine character, he reminded me of like young Clint Eastwood as an action. That's who he reminds me of. Him and Clint Eastwood could be in a movie together, and Clint could be his dad.
I would want Wolverine to be a little more antisocial.
Yeah, I do
like
too.
what you know. I love Hugh Jackman, but he did have a lot of connections that I don't think the real Wolverine would have ever had. He wouldn't have loved Jean Grey.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of that in the comic, but not as amped up as it was in the movie.
No.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, he was an introvert.
Because he was more of, I don't know. That dude got around in the comics. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, one of our buddies when he had the chops. Oh, man.
Have you heard the story that Hugh Jackman was supposed to be in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie? Have you ever heard that story?
Oh man, why? What was he gonna do?
He was just gonna have a little cameo
as Wolverine.
As Wolverine.
That would have been somewhat okay, man.
It would. I mean, it wouldn't.
Tobey Maguire.
He wouldn't have had a big part in it. He just would have. He would have like ran into Spider-Man like on the street or something. Yeah. But the problem was they lost his costume. And he wasn't able. They lost the costume the one day he could do it. That person got to be fired.
Spider-Man 3 killed that Tobey Maguire thing for me. I didn't like any of that.
I liked the first two.
Yeah, I did too. And then they did the third one. I'm like, why did you ruin it with this? It was
That's
trash.
not. People blame Tobey Maguire. That was.
It's not his fault. It's the guy who did the movie's fault.
Yeah,
you know, the director. He killed it. And then I thought Andrew Garfield did okay. I was fine. I think I was more excited about Sinister Six was finally going to come out.
Yeah.
In the next movie, and that killed that.
The problem with those Spider-Man movies, they focus too much on the parent storyline. Like, nobody gave a crap about it ever.
Unless they were going to pull it in later, like they did in the comic, there was no reason.
Unless they were going to have them be like S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yeah.
Like they died as S.H.I.E.L.D. agents like they did in the comics.
Yeah.
I I didn't care about their parents.
See, I thought if they were gonna bring the parents in, maybe they're gonna bring in Craven the Hunter because there's a whole connection there. But we never got to see. Which I hear he may be in the next one.
I want to see Scorpion.
I do too.
I want to see
He
Scorpion.
was in it.
I want to see
The guy that
Scorpion,
plays
and I
him,
want to
so.
see Mysterio.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do him too.
Mysterio would be sweet.
I want to see him do it right. Hopefully.
Who would you get to play Mysterio?
Yeah.
Caleb.
Let's go.
Jimmy McCarthy.
Great. Well, this has been the
That's the best answer ever, man.
Well, this has been the rhythm.
I can't do it.
I can't
Can't
do
close
it.
it out.
This has been the rhythm section. So thankful to have you guys on. Thank you guys so much,
Thanks,
Caleb,
Brooks.
Lance Plum.
Thank you, man.
Do you guys have any show dates or any
Well,
albums you want to
Got a few
plug?
coming up.
Hey, our first EP is.
They already have
still-
your attention. You don't have to say hey.
Hey, yeah, okay.
Hey,
listen. Snub Nose, the first EP is still on iTunes for purchase and Google
Google Play.
Play. And then we have a show this Saturday at the Hunt Club at Tony Romero Band. That is the 14th of October. October the 21st, we play at Badass Renee's at 31st Sheridan with our band called Philly, Minnesota, out of Springfield.
Springfield, Missouri.
And the New Classics, I think, is the other band in that one. And then we got a date. We only have a few after that. It's November the 4th. We play the Hunt Club with Sovereign Dame. And then November the 18th, the First Shop.
First
The
Shop.
Alive at Arkansas. And then December 2nd, Oklahoma City at the Root. And then we got a few pending. That's it.
You are busy.
We're trying. Well, we've actually slacked off coming up, which is good because holidays we don't try to book as much.
Right.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, kids. So.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What do you guys got coming up? Let's hear it.
Let's see. Tomorrow we're playing in Oologah at I think it's called the Iron Horse,
Nice.
which is a lot of fun. Then Saturday is a big show. It's called Cheatham Street. George Strait got to start there. Stevie
okay.
Ray Vaughan would play there like every Wednesday when he was first starting
That's
out.
badass,
Like
Cool.
like a lot of big names have played there or started there. That's the biggest one so far. I've really just been focused on this weekend.
Dude, I don't know. I get sidetracked of what's in the future.
And
Sometimes.
I think
So much.
at the beginning of December, we're going back into the studio to start recording a couple more songs that we're going to be including on
Nice.
the album. Our single Gypsy Soul's already out. I don't know if
Sounds
you've listened
good.
to-
I have.
You have? Okay, cool.
I pushed it today too.
Yeah,
He told
you
me, I was
did.
like, I didn't know it was up for the thing. So I'm awesome, man.
But yeah, look up the Plums. What's your Facebook call? Is it just Plums Tulsa?
Facebook.com/theplumsok because we have to put the OK.
The Plums
OK. Because, that imposter plums. But then on Reverb Nation, we beat them to the punch because it's the plums.
Nice.
Reverb Nation. And Twitter, it's the plums OK. On Twitter.
Okay.
We are on Twitter.
What's
And we're
your,
on Pinterest. The plum. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say you guys
Arts
lost,
crap.
you lost your man card with me.
I
Just-
do a lot of knitting.
Yeah, we do
And,
knitting of
We're on
shirts.
Pinterest and Grindr and
Ooh.
I like a lot of glitter and pillows.
We're also we're working on the next album too. We're hoping it'll be out, God, maybe by the end of next year. 10 songs on it.
okay, cool,
Hopefully.
nice.
You know how recording goes.
Yeah, I know how recording goes. So freaking expensive. Where do you guys
And
record?
We're doing this one on our own.
Everywhere.
So a house album?
We do it here.
Yeah. Out of the
Yes,
band
sounds,
room,
yeah.
the band building. She's doing some of it here. The first one we did in Oklahoma City with her cousin. 5
That was
songs.
kind of a house. thing,
Yeah.
too. Wasn't,
Yeah. Wasn't really.
wasn't a studio.
He went to school learning that crap, so we left it.
Well,
Yeah,
if
we
y'all-
got family that's good at producing.
Well, if y'all need a bass player,
Hey, you know where to go, man.
yeah, I will call one up for you.
I'm fine, man.
Come back.
And yeah, we gotta have you guys back on. This is a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
was
fun.
fun, man. Thanks for
Lot of fun.
coming down.
Yeah,
Dude.
absolutely. Yeah, we don't live too far from each other.
Every Thursday we can go.
You guys are my new co-hosts,
Yeah.
like it or not. All right, everyone. This has been the Rhythm Section. Tune in next week. Unless I didn't post anything next week, then just tune in next time. And remember, as always, until somebody decides to sponsor us, we are brought to you by the letter A.